American way. Throwing bets like haymakers. UFC fight night, no faking these heartbreakers. Punch stats, bankrolls, and scorecards never fold. 8 off 21 sports talking bold like this catching gold. Eric saying underdogs got swagger. Weight counter champs got a granite jaw, won't stagger. Money on the line, bets as sharp as a dagger. Hot tops, bling, flashing lights, heavyweight bagger. Ed off 21, clash of minds. No surprise, Eric Blade in the ring, shouting on, shooting high. Fight night dreams, cold cash gleam in their eyes. Betting broad, UFC calls on the podcast sky.
We have reached the part of the podcast where we're going to be talking some UFC, and who better to come on than Wade from Top Flight Wages. Wade, how are you doing today, my friend?
Doing great. Glad to be back. We got the start of the 2025 UFC. We are ready, man. Had a great 2024. I'm not sure about you, but nice 15% return on investment. I'll take that. 34 units profit and 56% hit rate. I'll take it.
Can't complain about that. Well done. Looking forward to dive right into it. This is a loaded UFC 101 fight card. Ton of fights, lots of great value. You and I are on the same side in a couple out of them. Let's start off. What is your first bet, my man?
Yeah, this is going to be probably my favorite play of the day. It is a parlay. I put 1.5% on this play as well. It's a Uros Medic money line and Cesar Almeida money line for plus 104. At the time of taking that, you could actually get that on DraftKings and Bet365 for the same odds. Look, Uros Medic, maybe my favorite look on the card this weekend. I don't see how he has an issue with Soriano. Medic should be able to find him on the feet, and if for some reason it gets on the ground, I trust him there as well even more. Medic continues to impress me after having a bounce-back KO wins after his 2 losses, which were to 2 very talented fighters in Orolbai and Turner. And those 10 wins in his career, all 10 are by some form of finish. He has 8 KOs, and he has 2 submissions. Soriano does have some power, but I do believe that will be neutralized by Medic's speed and his power that he has himself. I think if he catches Soriano, he can damage him, and I do expect for him to act like a shark and jump on him if he damages him. So I think Medic could find a late finish. If not, I think he's going to get a decision. And then I paired him with Cesar Almeida. He's another fighter on this card that I just don't see running into too much trouble. He gets a 39-year-old Al Hassan, and I think Almeida gets this done. He's an incredibly skilled kickboxer who manages distance well, and he can find it fast. He has power in his hands and legs, and I trust him if he gets taken down. I think Cesar gets this done, and I think he might be able to find a knockout here.
I like it. My first one is I'm going Boons plus 146. Johnson's weaknesses, takedown defense, struggles significantly against grapplers. All of his losses have come against fighters with strong wrestling skills. Where Johnson loses his length effectively on his feet, his abilities on the ground are below average. Submission defense, ability to scramble against elite grapplers remain a concern. When we look at what Burns does great, elite grappling, a BJJ black belt. Burns excels in creating submissions. He secured 11 submission victories, demonstrating his ability to capitalize on openings against fighters with a weak ground game. He has a real aggressive style, combines heavy overhead strikes, relentless takedown attempts, keeping opponents on the defense. His conditioning has improved. When we look at just the dynamics of the fight, Johnson was going to aim to keep this fight at range using his length and his striking to find success in his feet. Burns, however, is going to press forward, close the distance, constantly look for takedowns once this is on the ground. To me, with his transitions and submission threats, he's just going to overwhelm Johnson. I think he's going to be able to utilize his tools to neutralize Johnson's striking, exploit his ground game defense. I expect Burns to dominate this with takedowns. Give me Burns here, plus 146. If you're looking to play a prop, I'd lean towards the submission prop as well.
Yeah, a lot of people on the show probably don't know that I have a couple of inside sources inside the UFC. I know quite a few people in the coaching realm, and word on the street is he's going to be going hard for a submission. Johnson has very long limbs, and I would not be shocked if he pulls out a submission in this. So I have also given this pick out to my members. I'm on that as well. I just think he's going to be able to find it. He's very slick. He's very skilled. He goes after submissions very quickly, and I think he's going to be able to catch one of these long limbs.
I like it. I
Maybe by
like.
armbar. Let's just put a little armbar in there. I think he's going to find him.
You want to say by armbar?
Yeah.
What is the submission price? Let me pull it up real quick. I'm gonna pull it up when you start saying we're both on Ogden. I'll let you go first with why you like Ogden.
Yeah, I got this at beautiful plus 162 price. I know some people were getting this under plus 150, so I'm ecstatic for that price. That was over at Bet365, and I will say for the listeners out there, if you do have access to Bet365, it almost always has the best odds. I use every sports book that I have access to, which is all the major ones, and almost every time Bet365 beats them. It's them and DK by far have the best odds for you guys. Yeah, I like Trey Ogden here. Honestly, I've not really been behind him much in any of his previous fights. He always kind of catches me by surprise, but one thing about him for sure is he always seems to improve a little bit every fight, and that's the kind of dog that I want to get behind. Thiago Moises, he's been a very good fighter, but he's just not been in the last 3 fights. He's coming in this fight, losing 2 of his last 3, and even though 2 of those fighters he fought and lost to were very good, I think he's slowing down a little bit, and he's not trending in the right direction, where I think Ogden's going up, Moises is going down. Ogden comes in with the last 5 record of 3-1-1. He had a no contest in there, and I think he was going to win that fight, so he could easily be 4-1 in his last 5 fights. And I think he has a perfect recipe to grind out a dog win. I fully expect this fight to see the ground. Both fighters like to take takedowns. I do expect Ogden to test Moises' chin early, and then he's going to test his physicality next. I think Ogden should be able to pin Moises to the mat, probably keep him there for 2 or 3 rounds. I don't think Moises has the ability to damage Ogden. And the only path to finish I really see is a submission from Ogden. I just don't think Moises should be anywhere near minus 175 favorite in this spot. So I'm not sure why anybody would not take this dog money on Ogden. And if it doesn't cash, I still think it's the right side. So
I like it. I like it. My excuse me. Why I like Mr. Ogden. And look, I got him at 147. He's been on a hot streak, going 3-1-1 his last 5 fights. The no contest in about he clearly deserved the win against Mata, where the referee error robbed him of submission victory. Over his last 2 fights, Ogden has looked the best in his career, showing improved defense and the ability to dictate pace, keeping his last couple opponents off of rhythm. His grappling will be the key here. He's a Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt with 11 of his 18 wins coming via submission. His takedown defense is a perfect 100%, while Thiago is a strong glapper. Ogden's ability to control the exchange and work off his back gives him a path to victory. Thiago, on the other hand, 1-3 in his last 4 fights, has consistently struggled against higher level competition. If these 2 fighters were the same age, I'd argue Ogden should be the favorite. But even with the 6-year age difference, I see this fight being a lot closer to a pick-em. Ogden's ability to push forward, use his jab to set up takedowns, and maintain top control will be crucial. His growth, sharpen IQ, give him the edge in adapting to his opponents. I'm seeing a plus 147. I think there's huge value here. So I'm on Ogden plus 147.
I like it a lot.
Last bet, my friend. Where are you going?
Little juicy play here. It's going to be a round prop. I also played this one for 1.5% or units to win 1 unit back. This is the Eurosh Medic and Soriano fight. Took that to go over 1.5 rounds. Soriano's game plan in this fight should be to get it to the ground. I don't think he has a chance to withstand constant punishment on the feet from Medic. Having said that, it's hard for me to see Medic finding an early finish. Soriano is not that bad of a fighter. If Soriano can get this to the ground at any point, that will certainly help to push us into the second round or later rounds. Soriano can be taken down as well, and if Medic pursues that, I expect them to stay on the ground for a bit there, and that's also going to help push the fight at least to the middle of the second to the late second here. I honestly think Medic's probably going to win this by a decision, so just really tough to see either one of these guys finishing the other, but it's possible, but I don't think it's going to come until later. So I like the over 1.5 rounds. Lock that in. I took that maybe 2 days ago, so I'm not sure exactly where those odds are now. I haven't checked, so maybe those odds have gotten better for some of you guys. I'm hoping that's the case.
I like that one. My last and final bet, I'm going to my girl, my favorite fighter in the UFC. Give me Amanda Ribas over 2.5 takedowns. I got this at plus 120. In her last three round fight, she went 2 for 2 on takedowns. This is going to be a 5-round fight, so I think she's going to be able to work it in. Her grappling skills are elite. She won't hesitate to take this to the mat against Dern. Dern seeks grappling exchanges, and this is going to be allowing Ribas to get this down. In her previous 5-round fight against Thug Rose, Ribas went 4 for 8, and Rose is extremely a higher level grappler than Dern, exploiting Dern's weak takedown defense. Look, 30%, poor head positioning, hip movement. Look, this is going to be vulnerable to takedowns. Give me Amanda Ribas over 2.5 takedowns. Skill set and stylistic advantages too much to push up at this juicy plus number.
I like the plus money on that for sure. I think it's going to land on either 2 or 3, so I think this is a pretty good look. I see both girls trying to take this to the mat. So,
Wade, I'd like to thank you for coming on, talking some UFC. You and I talked before, and we're going to change the format of this a little bit moving forward, guys. What we're going to need to do is we're going to preview the main event, give our best bet, get a bet we like on the undercard, bet we like on the main card, favorite bet of the day, and then we'll make a DFS lineup for you guys. Wade, I'd like to thank you for coming on, talking some UFC. Those watching this on YouTube, the link to all Wade's stuff is going to be below, to his Discord. I'm poking around there, posting some plays now and then in there when my old ass remembers to do it. I'd like to thank you for coming on. You know, you and I started our partnership, I think, last year, and look forward to growing it this year. Why don't you tell everyone where they can find you on social media, my friend?
Yeah, you guys can come catch me at Top Flight Wagers. That is the same on any platform: Instagram, TikTok, X, YouTube. I also release some YouTube videos, trying to get a little bit more active on that as well. But yeah, Eric's posting pics in the Discord now. So why don't you guys come and check out some picks, get some free picks. We should put a link of that in the bio somewhere so we can get you guys on board with us. Hopefully helped you guys out with some UFC. Eric, appreciate you as always for having me on, and let's have a good weekend, man.
Let's make some money. And UFC 311 is next week, so we're going to go on and we're going to look to make some money with there. Best of luck, man, and we'll talk soon, my friend.
See you guys.